Good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you are the person that committed the crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings until the State Attorney's Office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. And finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. William Hoffman. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
It's December 4th, 1977.
All right, William, there's 5 charges this morning. I've got a resisting with violence, 3 counts of depriving an officer of means of protection or communication, 1 count of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for 4 of the counts. And Joe, there's 2 counts of depriving for touching Officer Massatelli's radio twice. I'm going to find PC on 1 and not on the other. I think it's a single act.
Okay.
All right. So, hang on, William. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
I'd like to represent myself.
You're going to represent yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. State, what can you tell me?
Let's see. There may be some pending charges in
My
Pasco.
rights weren't even right to me.
There may be some pending charges in Pasco. I'm not sure the disposition on those. They're all 2017 possession charges. There's a possession of paraphernalia that was resolved in February in Pasco. And
I'd like to see the paraphernalia.
he's very talkative, but that's all I can find right now.
Okay. William, I have an address for you on Worthington Road in Hudson. Is that where you live?
I just moved to Fordham Street.
What's the address?
I do not recognize. I don't know the numbers of the houses.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I was working on that.
Okay. All right. On counts 1 and 2, I'm going to set a bond of $2,000. Count 3 is the one I didn't find probable cause, so that'll be ROR. Count 4, $2,000, and count 5, $1,000. That's a total of $7,000. You'll be back in court on the 4th of December, William. If you change your mind about getting some assistance from the public defender's office, just let me know.
I'd still would like some assistance from them, but still like to defend myself.
Okay, well, I'm not going to appoint them until you want them to represent you, all right? Thank you.
Sorry, what was his court date?
The 4th of December.
Okay, thank you.
Jessica Newsom. Morning, Jessica. What's your date of birth?
6577.
All right, Jessica, you're actually here on a writ of bodily attachment out of Sumter County. What that means is that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge in Sumter County determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $1,669. That means if you had that money, you could get out of jail here. If you don't have it, Jessica, then they're going to have 5 days to come pick you up and take you to Sumter County. The judge in Sumter County might be able to reduce that number for you. I don't have the ability to do that on a Tuesday morning. So it's the $16.69 cash. If you don't have that, you'll be in Sumter within 5 days. If you're still here 5 days from now, and that is very, very unlikely, but if you were still here, they'd bring you back to see me and I'd find out what the holdup is, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ann Sanborn. Ms. Sanborn, what's your date of birth?
2/21/66.
Sanborn, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to the charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
Let's see, disorderly conduct 96, couple dropped batteries in the 90s, dropped aggravated stalking in the 2000s, child neglect 2004, domestic battery 2004, obstructing justice 2004, resisting without violence 2004, and then in Georgia there's a fugitive from justice in 2006. Obstructing or hindering persons making emergency calls, I guess. Law enforcement, I'm not sure, that's 2009, and a couple of disorderly conducts. Excuse me, that's all I can find right now.
And Ann, I have an address for you on Archway Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
About 5 years.
All right. And you live there with Mr. Nielsen?
Correct.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $100, and condition of the bond is that you have peaceful contact only with Mr. Nielsen. What that means is if you guys choose to have contact, it has to be contact that can be described as peaceful. If you guys start raising your voices to each other, fussing or fighting in any way, you might both wind up back in jail without bond. So if you choose to have contact after today, it must be peaceful. I will have you back in court on the 29th of November. When you get out, make sure you go and see the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Is it possible that I could get an ROR?
Yeah, not on a domestic battery case, unfortunately, and I have to set a monetary condition of bond on these cases. So I've set it as low as I can go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Eric Nielsen.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
3/10/60.
All right. Eric, also here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature, there's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I decided to use a public defender.
Very good. And state any history for Mr. Nielsen.
Pardon me?
Hang on.
Let's see, battery 2016, assault, same year, and that's all I can find right now.
And Eric, you live on that address on Archway Drive?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
Since 09.
Okay. You have a job? You have a job these days?
I'm on Social Security Disability, sir. That's my home. I owe it.
All right. I'm going to also set your bond at $100, also with the condition that if you decide to have contact with Ms. Sanborn, it must be peaceful contact. I'll have you back in court on the 29th of November. Make sure you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Lawrence Hanna.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Lawrence. What's your date of birth?
9/24/92.
All right, Lawrence, I got a warrant for you out of Hillsborough County. Looks like it's for failing to appear on a charge of possession of cocaine with intent. The judge who issued that warrant set your bond at no bond, so I can't change that.
Sure.
We're going to let Hillsborough know you're here and ready to go, Lawrence. They'll have 5 days to come get you. If you're still here in 5 days, they'll come see me, okay?
Sir,
Go ahead.
I've been in Hernando County custody for 6 months.
Okay.
I got RR in Hillsborough, and they sent me here, and I've been in here when I was here and I missed my court date.
Okay. I don't have any answers for you, Lawrence, other than they handed me a warrant that says no bond in Hillsborough County. So you got to go there to clear it up.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Jamie Brodeur. Morning, Jamie. What's your date of birth?
4/16/76.
Jamie, this is a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD. Bond on the warrant is no bond. I can't change that. Who sentenced you to probation on this case? Do you remember? Was it Judge Merritt or Judge Toner?
Judge Matt.
Okay. So I will send this to the 28th of November, where it looks like you've got other cases in front of Judge Merritt. And public defender will come see you before your court date, okay?
Other case.
George Fribley. Morning,
Good morning,
George.
sir.
What's your date of birth?
129.
Back off of the microphone just a little, George, and say that again.
1290.
Perfect. George, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently failed to appear on a charge of burglary with a battery. Did you have
Can I
hang on a second.
speak, please?
Yep. Did you have a lawyer on that case, George?
A what?
A lawyer. Did you have a lawyer representing you on this case?
A public defender.
Okay.
What I was going to say was I had a court date during Hurricane Irma, and I was in the mental hospital. And over a whole year, I've never missed a court date. And there was a court date scheduled after that, which I never got a certified letter for or nothing, or a call from my public defender or nothing. I've never missed a court date in over a year.
Okay. Ms. Garrison, were you his bondsman?
Yes, sir.
Is that why you're here?
Uh,
Did you get the notice?
I wasn't prepared today I didn't know I was coming. All I do know is that the mother stated that her son has a mental illness, that he was hospitalized at a mental hospital, that due to the hurricane, he wasn't physically here to accept in hand his next court date, and they mailed the court date to the
I heard all that, to the wrong address, but he's got a bondsman. Did you get the notice?
I wasn't prepared today to testify, so I didn't know.
You do get the notices, right? They send a notice to the court dates to the bondsman, right?
Normally, yes, sir.
Okay. And what do you normally do when you get a notice for court on one of the people that you bonded out? Nothing?
Normally, it's not my responsibility. I figured that the court did the right thing and also sent a notice to them.
Okay.
But apparently, they sent it to a wrong address.
Okay.
So I apologize.
Christy, what's the soonest date I can get him back in front of Judge Merritt? Okay. The best I can do, folks, is move his date up because it's a warrant signed by a circuit judge. I don't really have any authority to mess with it. I can move him to the 14th, which is a week from today. He'll be in front of Judge Merritt, and Judge Merritt is the one that can clear this up for you, all right? So the bond on the warrant is no bond, George. I can't change that. I'll have you back in court on November 14th, and then all y'all make sure you're there so you can tell Judge Merritt what happened so he can revisit the bond, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. John Panico. Morning, John. What's your date of birth?
7/26/88.
John, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on a grand theft. As to that charge, did you have a lawyer already representing you?
I had a public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. The bond on the warrant, John, is no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see Judge Toner. Looks like December 4th, and the public defender will come see you before then, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, 1 second. I think he might have had appointed counsel because it was a conflict case, but
He would
I
still
could be
think
wrong.
it as a
I
public
can let the
defender.
PD's office figure
They'll
that
sort it out. Yep. Lee Hetzel?
Morning, sir.
Morning. All right. Ed?
Judge, he just resolved his felony, and he has credit for, let's see here, 88 days.
Okay.
I think he pled to 10 months on his felony.
Okay.
It was either 8 or 10 months.
Okay, what's the charge here?
Domestic battery. Let's see. Oh, it's a violation of probation.
Is it a BOP?
Yeah. Sorry.
BOP?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Lee, I'm happy to take care of your misdemeanor with time served this morning. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering an admission to a violation of probation, you give up the right to have a trial to the court and the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to have an attorney represent you. You're willing to give up those rights so we can resolve your misdemeanor today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 16, MM2048. Do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the admission, find it's freely and voluntarily made, revoke and terminate the probation unsuccessfully. I will adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charge. If that wasn't done before, sentence you to 60 days in the county jail, credit 60 days served. Be a $50 cost of prosecution, $100 for the public defender's office. But that takes care of the misdemeanor, Lee, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dwayne Slesky.
Dwayne.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, sir.
Dwayne resolved his felony, was a battery on the leader.
Just a battery second. He pled to felony probation, so we could just time serve this one.
29 days credit.
29 days. What's the charge here?
Violation of the injunction for protection.
Okay. And so, Dwayne, you willing to take time served on your misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, right to remain silent, right to have you represent him, Ed? Your office?
Yes, Judge.
But you're willing to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 17MM3717 has to charge a violation of an injunction. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No
I'll
contest.
accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 29 days in the county jail, credit 29 days served, be a fine and court costs of $503, $100 for the public defender's office. But that takes care of it, Dwayne. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you can be released today, all right?
All right, thank you, sir.
You bet. Good luck. And once you do that,